got the time, but at least you have the resources you need. Number 6, the answer was just first activation. Number 14, they were looking for the max and the min, your 3 vertices. Boom, 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 and then you were plugging in the highest and the lowest. The lowest value when plugging in was 4, the highest value was 80. I would have just made a table. They write it with words and make it snazzy and neat, like a whole paragraph answer kind of. But I would have just said from the table that the min is 4 at, and then the max is 80 at. Wouldn't number 14 have been even easier if the picture, think about the test tomorrow, think about a hint I already gave. Wouldn't number 14 be even easier if the picture was already there for you? Because wouldn't you be able to say, oh, boom, 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 plug it in, lowest, highest?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, why do they have to write the equations out like so annoying? They have to like move them around all the time.
Because they want you to do work.
Oh, Alec, because of the word problems that we've seen. A lot of the word problems say something like with the chocolates the other day, it was like, hey, we need the number of chocolates to be 1,200 or something. Like, usually equations are from, like, application problems are like, oh, this many x's, this many y's, this is the number I'm constrained by. That's kind of how life usually deals the information, if that makes sense. Yeah. So they're just trying to have you be ready for that presentation. But I know for graphing lines, like, it's super annoying. And number 26.
So for plotting points, I'm so confused on like
you're not plotting the points, you're finding them.
Okay.
So, does that make sense? So you're graphing the line, and Alec just said it was so annoying. Why did he say that? Because you have to get y equals mx plus b to graph it, y equals mx plus b to graph it, and then you were like, oh, my corners are the y-intercept, which came from the equation, or the x-intercept that came from the equation, or the x-intercept.
So I see that. So are we going to be able to use the calculator for?
Oh, we haven't given specific hints on the tests coming right after we grade this, but I think. Oh no, I already gave you this chapter. That's going to be like a half and half.
Okay.
Yeah. So ones that are messy, you will be able to use the calculator on. But would it be a good idea just to make sure you know how to graph a line, just in case? Yeah. Sophia.
Aside from the point of real life application, why don't we have any problems from other quadrants?
For other what?
Quadrants.
Oh, quadrants. Let's just say we only took a day on this section, so we're trying to get you the basic idea, and so the basic idea is leaving us in the first quadrant. Does that make sense? But if you're in a business sense, I mean, yeah, you could have negative money and go into debt, but we're just keeping it the basic idea. Okay. But the nice thing is even if your graphs were allowed to go into different quadrants, you'd still be using the inequality idea of shading and overlapping and vertices, so it wouldn't change very much. For number 26, did they give you a graph on this one?
No.
Oh, wow. They just didn't show you all the work that you had to find it. Were you allowed to use your calculator though?
Well, just to find it. It didn't say to sketch it. Just to find it.
Oh, okay. For this one, I mean, the problem is, why am I saying all this? Because where did 0, 5 come from? 22 thirds, 19 sixths, 21 halves, 0, and then 0, 0. You would have had to have graphed the system and find your vertices. So this one actually showed the picture, and it was like, oh, hey, corners. But this one, this would be an example, Jaden, where probably I would have let you graph, and then in the graph itself on your calculator, you could have found, oh, I know a vertex, perfect. I know another vertex. I know another one, and then you would have had to plug them in. Okay. Number 40 was nasty because number 40 gave you a real life application in the sense of that last one. Can I zoom up? X is model F, is model A, Y is model B. You had to, like my chocolates example yesterday, make your own system, not just as the first quadrant, and then you have the 3 clues they gave you. Then you would have to, Alec, you're totally right. I forgot this was Alec who brought this up. You would have had to get y equals mx plus b to put it in your calculator. I know, that's annoying. But once you got it in your calculator, maybe you could have followed the shading to know the region, and then you had to say, hey, what's your intercept? What's the intersection? What's the intersection? What's the intercept? You could have maybe used your calculator to find all those for you. And as soon as you find them all, it's just plugging in and saying, hey, who's the lowest? And the lowest was this cost of $25,000 when you were doing the 10 and 10. Now some of you are like, SAT math, it's always the square one. It's always when they're the same. Be careful. It's not always when they're the same when you get out of the SAT type problems. And if you don't know what I meant by that, just don't think about it. Just don't even think about it. But some of you are taking SAT classes where they're trying to give you tricks on the SAT. For me, no, plug them all in. Find the lowest or find the highest, whatever they're looking for. Find the lowest or find the highest. Kiddos, I think before we do homework questions, I should tell you particulars about the test. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Because then you know what to ask me. Is that cool? So let's just pause since we're all focused on something that's helpful for all of us. Wherever you need to go. Wherever you need to go. Some of you really use this and you use it well. Doesn't mean it always turns out perfectly, but you write this down, you try to look to your notes, look to examples, look to homework, come ask me questions, do that again, okay? That's how to use well my advanced term. Talking about the test. Okay, here we go. The test has, if you guys need the particulars, 14 multiple choice and one, well technically 2 long answer, but 1 is a bonus. 14 multiple choice and technically 2 long answer, but 1 is a bonus. So let's start with the long answer. Going backwards, then we'll go to the multiple choice. Let's start with the long answer. Both of them, remember, 1's a bonus. Both of them have to do with section 7.6, which means you get to ignore pretty much all the word problems from earlier in the chapter, which is nice. Okay. You get to ignore pretty much unless something shows up in multiple choice, which I don't think it really does. There's one half one. So the long answers, one of them is a bonus, so there's only one. Both of them come from 7.6. Okay? The bonus has words. It's not this problem, but the bonus has words. Does that make sense? So it's like the chocolates, it's like the Model A vehicles. The bonus has words. If you have time, there's not even room really on the paper, probably on your cover sheet. I'll make sure you guys all have scratch paper tomorrow and I'll give it to you. The bonus, I would just, you need to graph it, find the vertices, plug in, that's what it is. It has words. But that's nice though, that's the bonus. So what's the other one that's required? No word problem. It's just the math from the section. Wait, is there one of these where it wasn't a word problem, but you were still doing like an optimal something, something, something? Oh, give me an example. Let's go find an example right now. What's one that didn't have words? 14 didn't have words, did it?
No.
Did 26 have words?
No.
Okay. So the long answer is like a 14 or a 26. What was the difference when you guys were doing homework on 14 and 26?
They gave us the picture.
14 gave you a picture?
No, we need to make it.
No, 14 gave us
Oh, wait.
equation and constraints, and
Yeah.
26 gave us just the constraints.
Okay, so not 26. Don't even worry about that. Let's go back to 14. Did you guys have any of the ones before 14 though? Yeah. Let's say like 11 and 14. Let's say like 11 and 14. Why am I saying 11? Alec was just there. Because 11 they gave you the picture. But I've been hinting that there might be a picture given to you on the test.
When they give us
So maybe you should make a star on that. Okay. So the long answers, one of them is a bonus. The long answers are from 7.6. The bonus is the wordy one. The long answer is just showing me basically the math of like a number 11. Sound good? Now let's talk about the multiple choice. Alright, the multiple choice. I see a 2-equation system that you get to choose how to solve. Ooh, Laurel, that was your question. Substitution, elimination, whatever you want to do, you get to choose. I see a 2-equation system. I see a partial fraction that needs to be divided first. Wait, when do you divide first in partial fraction? When it's improper. When it's improper. The That needs to be divided first, and then solved, which means all the way. I see an inequality that needs to be graphed and shaded. I see another 2 system, another 2 system, another 2 system. Ooh, I do put one that I say use elimination, but most of you would have already used it at least at one point up until then. Oh, I see one that has to do with a rectangle and perimeter and area. Perimeter or area? That came straight out of like notes and homework. I see a pretty back substitution, sorry, a pretty row echelon 3 equation system. I see a pretty one and I see an ugly one. A pretty one is already in the stair step. An ugly one, you have to make the stair step. Now I say use the stair step. Why do I say that? Guys, on this test, if you're just supposed to be solving for the one that works, what could you do? Almost every one with every A, B, C, D, and E. You could just plug it in and get the right answer. So on this test, am I just grading whether or not you get the right answer? Or am I grading the work? But if I say solve with any method, you could use substitution, you could use elimination. Now, if you plug in and get the right answer, should you put it in the blank? Yes. If you plug in and get the right answer, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? In homework, didn't it say, is this a solution? You just plug it in. Couldn't you plug in A, plug in B, plug in C, and find the one that works? So plug it in. If you need an answer, plug it in. But to get all the points, half the points will be getting the right answer, and half the points will be showing the work. This is a weird test because in some ways you could kind of shortcut and not do anything. Well, sorry. So I see a pretty 3 equation system. I see an ugly 3 equation system that wants you to do the stair step from section 7.3. I see a partial fraction that you only need the form because there are A's and B's and C's. And I see another partial fraction where you actually need the numbers again. But the thumb trick would work. I see another inequality that needs to be graphed. A couple inequalities that need to be graphed. But the inequalities that need to be graphed, you're kind of just matching with the correct graph or matching with the correct equation from the graph. So it's all about whether or not you know how to shade these. And I think the only thing I skipped over is that there might be one more of these 7, 6 ones like 14. There's an 11-ish one, there's a 14-ish one, and then there's the wordy one for the bonus. Does that kind of at least help us as far as our focus goes? Meaning, do we have to agonize over where all of this came from? Oh. It's the wordy one, it's the bonus. Some of you care, and so we'll get to it by the end of class if there aren't any other questions. But some of you, frankly, are like, you know what? I'm going to ace the rest and forget the bonus. Okay. That's your option, that's your prerogative. Sound good? Are there any questions on homework 7.6 beyond the word problems? At this point, we're going to diverge. Some of you are like, I'm working on the review, I'm good. Some of you guys are like, I'm 3 homeworks behind, I'm going to go work on one of those. Some of you guys are like, I'm going to get my table of contents because I always forget it. But for those of you that care, or for those of you that need it, are there any questions on 7.6? The core of the word problem that everybody needs to hear first. Anything I'm using our calculator? Graphing those lines? Getting those intercepts? Yeah.
So which part's gonna be able to use our calculator?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, since I just mentioned how you can plug in every single one and kind of get the right answer anyway, I'm gonna let you use the calculator. Meaning, you could shortcut the process with or without the calculator.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just let you guys will be able to, since I've already said I'm grading the work half and the answer half. Yeah, you can have it. Okay, does anybody want to see the word problem on 7.6? Alright, if you don't, that's fine. I'm just off. Okay, cool. Along those lines, has anybody already started on the review and you've gotten stuck anywhere that you want to ask? I'm putting it back up on the screen in case you didn't get it when I had it up a second ago. Sorry. Putting it back up on the screen in case you didn't get it a second ago. If you guys want to move around the room and work with someone else, you can totally move around the room. If you want to stay in your spot, you can stay in your spot. If you guys get stuck, you can call out and be like, hey you. Oh, never mind. Do that to your classmates, but then you at least say my name, don't mind. But besides that, I'm willing to help. I'm willing to answer. I'm willing to do whatever you think you need, besides just showing you the best of the answers, which won't really help you as far as showing work anyway. So I'm going to leave you alone if you don't need me. Sound good? Pausing the video now. If it's something that it could be helpful, perimeter of a rectangle. I mean, I could just put P, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have like X's or Y's, right? So, what is the perimeter of a rectangle? If you walk the perimeter, aren't you walking around?
All the sides added.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 of those X's and 2 of those Y's. Yeah. So not just perimeter, what perimeter is, so all the X's, all the Y's added together, is 68 feet, and its width is 8/9 times its length. So it's up to us to figure out who's who. I think I kind of put my length as X and I put my width as Y. So I know that my width, remember, in word problems, is equals 8/9. Why is this in this chapter? How do you solve it?
System.
It's like a system. And you solve with, I don't know, I would do substitution, maybe do elimination. But the name of the game is, can you take the words, make the system, and then solve? Yeah, okay. Remember, that was a good hint. The perimeter one, the rectangle one, can you take the words, get the system, and then solve with substitution, elimination, whatever works for you. Wait, you guys remember? Well, never mind. I was going to do the trick if you can multiply everything by 9 and get rid of the fraction, but we actually really want it just to be y to be able to plug in. So, never mind. I wouldn't use that trick.